You gotta know I'm feeling love, made it gold. I never loved another one, another you. It's gotta be love, I said it. You gotta know I'm feeling love. You gotta know I'm feeling love. You gotta know I'm feeling love, made it gold. I'll never love another one, another you. It's gotta be love, I said it. I might as well be in our garden. I said a smell in the air is a dripping rose.
Pessoal do canal Riftech, eu tenho aqui comigo o Steve da Aqua Illumination. How are you, Steve?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Thanks for your time here.
Of course.
We are a Brazilian channel, you know, focused on reef tanking.
Awesome.
It's called Riftech. We are here in the invitation from Aqua Atlantis, Bruno.
Perfect.
And will be great to talk a little bit about Aqua Illumination product portfolio.
Definitely.
We have a few questions for you.
For sure.
People down in Brazil, they are a big fan of your product.
Of course. Well, first off, I want to thank you, Bruno, for being a strong distributor, obviously, and carrying both of our products. We know how hard and expensive it is, obviously, to bring products into Brazil and how tough that marketplace is. So my name is Steve. I'm international salesperson for Ecotech and Aqua Illumination. I've been with the company for about nine and a half years at this point. As far as the product line goes, the AI line, it's an amazing lighting product. We have 3 different sizes and 3 different price points that really are everything from affordable up to a higher end, high powerful light for larger reef systems as well. So we have the Prime.
The Prime is a nice product because it's affordable and good quality, you know.
Prime's an affordable product. It works great on small aquariums, but it also works great on mid-size aquariums. If you have a 48-inch tank, I don't know what that is converted to meters.
I will convert that in the subtitles, no problem.
Exactly, but basically, I mean, 2 primes to 3 primes can easily cover that, and you're saving yourself a lot of cost. You still have the controllability. You still have a wonderful spectrum for coral growth. And you get the great functionality and feature set that's provided, through your phone. So.
We see some, reef tankers that they are even, choosing to have more lightnings for distribution instead of have one wide range of,
Well, the difference between, I would say, traditional metal halide or traditional large lighting fixtures compared to what we call pendant style LEDs is that as a reef tank matures, you're going to have shadowing, hopefully you're going to have, your SPS over dominating, and corals like different types of light, but to gain a more even spread or par, the best thing to do is to add another fixture, so by adding a lot more, maybe less puck fixtures or utilizing more primes and 26s over a larger area, you're going to get more even spread and coverage, as that tank begins to mature.
So it's a smart strategy for a reef tanker, and when they grow up with the hobby and reef tank as well,
It allows them to incrementally grow, so if they're only able to afford 2 lights to start their tank up and that's more than enough light for that aquarium, well, once they have $5,000 worth of fish and coral in their tank and they're having success, they can add that next
level. Great.
So.
Steve, tell us about another thing. Most people ask us, what is the main difference of, do-it-yourself led, product instead of industrial product?
For sure.
How you test and because you bring everything set for the user. No, you don't have to worry about, a period of illumination and so on.
Well, I mean, first off, you have to rely on us as being somewhat of a lighting leader in the marine aquarium industry now that we were, from the early days, we were one of the first LED lights to hit the market, and kind of cause an uproar with people not believing or only using traditional lighting methods. So as far as going from a DIY function to utilizing us and why you should utilize ours, I mean, you can go out and try it yourself, but once you start getting the parts involved, you have to have somewhat of an electronics background to be able to combine them, or you have to buy off-the-shelf pieces that are snap and fit. Once you combine all of that up and you look at your feature set, you may be spending as much or more money for a product that's not guaranteed or provided a warranty, doesn't have product support. We're buying, LEDs from some of the largest manufacturers, but the best part is we're manufacturing everything in-house, whether it's in our factory in Ames, Iowa, or in Allentown, Pennsylvania. So we make our own driver boards. We have a full-time support staff in-house that's answering phone calls and emails and Facebook messages. And you're not going to get that if you're building a DIY fixture. And you're not going to, in my opinion, get the light output per dollar that you're going to get when going with Aqua Illumination.
We see a lot of people. We are very supportive for do it yourselves, but I saw some people that trying to invest in their own do-it-yourself lights, and they have to acquire good quality LEDs, LED, and at some point this price is almost the same of an industrial.
Well, they're also having to pick and choose from Spectrum, and unless they're using an exact model which we've created or another company's created, it's a guessing game in my opinion, unless they've done a lot of research. We're trying to take that guessing game out of that for the customer. We want to make sure that you're successful and you can spend your time actually enjoying what we're in the hobby for, the fish, the coral, obviously the gadgets are fun, but you don't want to spend, a year trying to design or build an LED when you could have already had a tank up and running or running one of our lights. So.
Great. And Steve, tell us about how you test these products, to giving the user the appropriate settings for startup with the reef tank and so on.
Sure.
It's already tested, correct?
Well, all of our Spectrum, we utilize spectral analysis that's specific for coral growth. So you'll notice all the LEDs that we choose hit the peaks for zooxanthellae growth. And that's extremely important because you can't just go out there and take a fluorescent lighting schedule and throw it over top of a tank. Corals are thriving off specific spectrum when they're in the ocean, and we need to be able to recreate that to provide the right health and coral growth for your aquarium. But all of that controllability, the great part about it, it's all through your phone, through the MyAI app at this point. So you can basically log on, you connect directly to one of the lights through your Wi-Fi, and you can set up a whole group of lights and control that and schedule it right from your phone.
Okay, here we are again. Steve, with the magic here, we have another product here, okay?
For sure.
That is Nero.
Correct? Yeah, the Nero 5.
Nero 5. Tell us a little bit about the circulation pump.
Of course. Well, first off, there's a lot of pumps that already were out in the market. We have the Vortec model pumps, which are magnetically coupled. You have all of the other power heads as far as in-tank power heads. We really wanted to reach into the market to be able to have an in-tank power head that was sleek, sophisticated,
slim,
had a great feature set, and provided a lot of flow for the size of the pump. So the Nero 5 we came out with last year. It basically pushes 3,000 gallons per hour. It comes with a tiny little controller, and out of the box has standard functionality with flow settings of 20 up to 100% incrementally and 20% increments, excuse me. But the real ability from the pump comes from its Bluetooth LE technology. So right out of the box, you open up the MyAI app, and you basically go
to the same AI app of the lighting.
Same AI app with the Prime, the 26 and the 52. You basically go in to add a light with your Bluetooth settings on. You hit Nero 5. It's going to automatically find that pump and bring it into your settings. The best part is programming the pump. It's as simple as going in. As far as the control, you can go to edit, and you can simply drag and drop from our scheduled, feature set, whether it's a constant speed, random functionality, pulse feature sets, even adding in feed options as well. And it's extremely simple. You can adjust the settings, the time of day, the max speed, the minimum speed, the time in which a pulse flow is happening, and it takes up very little to no room in the aquarium. The magnets, in addition, have about a 15% increment where you can change the degree or angle of the pump because it's a concave magnet, and it will hold on to up to about 16 millimeter glass.
So this is a differentiator from other products. You can adjust the angle.
Adjust the angle slightly, yes, about 12 to 15
it's okay.
degrees.
Yeah, it's good.
And it's super easy to clean. It's great. Click apart, you pull the rotor assembly out and basically soak that pump in vinegar. and it's back in your tank within an hour.
This,
so.
this is probably one of the major decisions choosing a circulation pump. Ease of cleaning.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And as you guys know, flow is, in my opinion, the most important.
Oh, yeah.
Variable in a reef tank. So
Okay.
it's extremely important.
Great product. They already have this available in Brazil through Aqua Atlantis. So
They should have these available through
Yeah.
Aqua Atlantis, and if not now, contact your retailer, get a hold of Bruno, and we'll get those out to you.
great. Pessoal, estamos de volta. Agora com um produto novo da Aqua Illumination. Steve,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about the new Prime Fuge.
Yes, for sure. I mean, obviously, we've been in the marine market under Aqua Illumination for a long time, but there's a lot of other lighting necessities, both in the reef hobby and outside the reef hobby. So we came out with a Prime freshwater light, actually, about, I think, over a year ago at this point. And this year, late fall last year, we came out with the Prime Fuge light, or the Refugium light. It's similar to a horticulture puck, and just can grow the darndest out of algae.
Good.
For sure.
So you can, grow up Rhizophoras and Milleporas and, or any other algae that the
Yeah.
reef tanker wanted.
Chaeto to any
Chaeto
of your, red dragon type of, macroalgae and all of that. It's amazing. I mean, to give you an example, and this is not scientific or anything, but at the office, one of the service manager, Alex, just for fun, put a Prime freshwater light and a Prime Refugium light with a divider in between over his seedlings, his tomato plants, his green pepper plants, because spring's coming around. And the growth between after they started to sprout, like within a week, was astronomical. I would say anywhere about 4 to 5 times
Wow.
difference under the Refugium light, and that's solely based off spectrum, meant for plants. So it's pretty interesting. So yeah, as you can see behind us,
Yeah.
we have one running. It's fully programmable as the other lights, but it does have your basic, functionality as well.
What colors is in it?
The colors are mainly makeup, obviously, of your photo red and your other Cree just basic red. We do have a little bit of UV and whites in there as well to help, for those vegetative states.
Okay, great. So great product. And about the price, is about the same of the regular Prime.
Exactly. The
Yeah?
Prime, the Marine, or the HD, the Fuge, and the Freshwater are identical, same prices.
Great.
And these only come in black, where we also have white as an option on the Marine and the Freshwater.
It's going to be hitting in the...
Exactly,
That
exactly.
doesn't matter. Great. Pessoal, solução nova então, aquários de água doce e refúgio ou crescimento de ketomorfa, aí Prime Fuge, esse aqui é o modelo novo que eles estão lançando, tá bom? Pessoal, estamos de volta. Estou aqui com o Steve de novo da Ecotech Marine. Vamos falar um pouquinho sobre algumas novidades, principalmente a bomba de circulação nova, a Vectra. Vamos falar também sobre as luminárias Radion e também, obviamente, sobre as bombas de circulação Vortec. Steve, thank you again receiving
you.
us here.
Of course.
So first, let's start talking about the lighting system.
Definitely.
I'm a customer of Ecotech. I have two XR30 Pro in my
thank you.
aquarium, and I'm really impressed. I can tell you. This is not paid, but I'm really impressed. As soon as I changed it, I upgraded my illumination system. Was a completely different aquarium. Okay?
Definitely.
So, which lighting system they have to choose? Aqua Illumination or Radion? That's a difficult question for you.
Well, it is a difficult question because both of them are extremely good quality and good brand lights. AI has been in the lighting industry for quite a long time, over 10 years, and Ecotech jumped into it about 8 years ago now at this point. And both of them have, great benefits and great product lines. The AI offering has, all the way down to an introductory level product line with the AI Prime, all the way up to, an expert product line with the Hydra 52 for deep systems, full reef tanks. Ecotech also offers the same, but at a slightly higher price point and more power when you're talking about the XR15 than the XR30. We have two models of the XR30, which is the Pro and the base model, but realistically, that $100 price difference, a lot of people end up, going with the Pro. Added UV and those added channels just definitely help with coral growth. The next, sector of deciding between both brands comes into the controllability aspect. With the AI brand, you have My AI software application, and direct out of box, you can connect to any of the lights. Control, program, and set it and forget it. With the Ecotech line, you do also have that phone ability, but you need to utilize a reef link to connect to your home Wi-Fi and communicate through radio frequency with all of our equipment. So it is a little bit higher step process to get that initially set up. But once you're there, you can access those lights from anywhere in the world, from your computer, your smartphone, you know, and make changes from anywhere as well.
Yeah.
So both of them definitely have their benefits, you know, and really I think it's up to the user to decide both, you know, on how they want to control the lights, how much power they need based on size or light coverage, you know, and then finally how aesthetically appealing or which type of look they want to go to.
Okay, basically is a choose of flavor, and I believe it's that for the user, but the user can find the same quality and same quality control for both products, correct?
Definitely. Similar
Yeah.
warranties, you're going to deal with similar support, you know, and obviously they're going to fit, you know, your aquarium depending on your size. The other thing to keep in mind is the different mounting options. You know, so some people might like the look of the RMS mount, some people
I
might
use
look
this
of
one. It's
the
nice.
HMS mount. So again, I think a lot of it has to do with their setting and what they physically, you know, are appealed to.
In my case was perfect because you know I also have the Vortec and I
for
have
sure.
Apex, so they are already integrated with the interface.
Well,
No,
that's
very
the other,
cool.
The other thing when you're thinking of Ecotech, as far as, you know, down the line or setting up your aquarium, if you want a full system, you want a return pump, you want to have Vortec pumps, you want to have Radions, you want to go with Ecotech because that's going to allow you to combine everything through EcoSmart Live and control it through the same platform.
Yeah, keep investing on these interfaces, you know, with you know, the controlling system will be very nice.
For
okay?
sure, for sure.
Okay, so let's move to the Vortec pump. You know, I'm really impressed about the product as well because you know, for me, one of the most important things is easiness of cleaning.
Of course.
Okay, and now I just turn it off and take it out. You know, clean. That's it.
Exactly.
And am I thinking, you know, to acquire another one that is a spare part, you know, so I can change it and clean it later? It's very, very, very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the Vortex at this point have become a mainstay, I feel like, in the hobby for power heads. You know, they're the first, obviously, magnetically coupled pump through the glass. You don't have any heat or power being dissipated. And like you just said, I mean, the cleaning is simple, let alone the longevity of these pumps. If you go out and you look on the secondhand market, you know, you're getting into the hobby, you're still going to see Vortex selling at a very high price point, and that's because they last, you know, and people understand that when they're investing into this hobby or buying a piece of equipment that's so expensive, they expect them to last. Well, it's funny when you come to trade shows like this and you've been around, you know, in the market or have had a product that's been the same for so long, you get people coming up and they have the original model or they've been using this pump for 10 years or 7 years, and you know, it's an attribute to, you know, our R&D team and the products themselves and the quality we portray as far as how good they are.
I completely agree with you. It's one of the things that we do in our channel. It's to evangelize people that, you know, I saw a lot of people, you know, acquiring 3 or 4 pumps per year, and they can, you know, at some point they have to think about it and acquire. And there's a reason for a product cost more. You know?
And you're going to have a good warranty when you're working
Yeah,
with a company
yeah,
like us.
yeah.
So it's highly important for sure.
Great, great. So you have basically 3 sizes of the pumps. That's
Correct.
MEP 10.
Correct.
Yeah, I have 2 in my tanks. You have after MP40.
MP40 and an MP60.
6.
So both of them, or all of them, are based on, obviously, glass thickness is a major, you know, limiting factor in the Vortex.
Sure.
So the larger you go, up to a MP60, you can hold up to a 1-inch thickness.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So I mean, you're limited based on size of the aquarium and glass thickness. But other than that, the broad flow that you're going to get out of the tank, the laminar flow that you're going to get out of the pump, excuse me, you know, is going to be phenomenal out of the
Yeah.
Vortex.
One thing that I really like it, Steve, is that the Vortec pump, when you turn on, you don't have that,
No.
you know, immediately. You know that's not good for the life in the reef tank. And this is really was a very good thing that I saw. And you can control it a very minimum, you know, speed.
Well,
that helps a lot.
That's the benefit of any DC pump.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, using a DC pump and utilizing our controller technology being built in-house and designed in-house, you know, allows you to, A, create a pump that has a startup functionality because it's a DC where it's a slow ramp-up period. But the pump itself and the design is a very broad flow.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have a constant blasting effect where you're going to reach the width of the aquarium as well as being able to poke out laminarly as well.
Great, great. Okay, great. Let's talk in a few minutes about the next product. Okay,
Sounds
Vectra
good.
pump.
Sounds good.
Valeu, pessoal. Ó, um minutinho tem mais. Pessoal, estamos de volta, agora com novidade. Steve, tell us, you have a new model. It's a new launch, product launch here
Yeah.
in the fair.
I mean, yeah, we're showing off the Gen 2 Vectra pump. So just released on April 1st, we announced that we're having a new line of Vectra pumps. Now, when we say new line, realistically, a lot of the changes have already been implemented into the current pumps. But what you're getting with the new line, along with the great longevity of a Vectra pump and the warranty through Ecotech, we redesigned the couplers and the base of the pump. So now the foot of the pump, is simply cut in instead of having a standard block fit. So it allows you to get in, flatter on that bottom. If you have other equipment that might be somewhat snug in there, it gives you a little bit more ease way to fit that into the pump, or into your sump, excuse me. And then the couplers have been redesigned. Much more robust couplers. The quick connect couplers, or as far as the fittings in which they go on, are now much more robust than the originals. You have a lot more to grip onto with the PVC pipe. So you definitely don't have to worry out of box when you're hard plumbing with the new Vectra line. So, same great pump, same great price, a little bit of a new look. In our
Same
Gen 2
performance
model.
as well, same models.
Same models,
Yeah.
same performance,
Great.
same specs as far as head pressure and flow requirements. Just with a nice, newer, sleek look.
And I understand that is the same controller features and so on. So
Yep,
they
same.
don't have to relearn in a different.
You don't have
Yeah.
to relearn whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you might need to, simply change out your plumbing if you're going with a current Vectra line over to maybe a new pump. You don't want to change your plumbing out. You can simply remove the volute off of the front of the pump, smack the new motor housing onto your current plumbing.
Wow.
Plug it in, and you're ready to go.
Great.
So,
Okay, so Steve, thanks a lot receiving us here. Taking your time, explaining to our, our public, how great are Ecotech products, and let's see if you can come down to Brazil anytime, man.
hey, that would be great. And thank you guys for honestly being so supportive of Aqua Atlantis, our brands here at Ecotech and Aqua Illumination. And get excited for, a lot of new stuff coming here in 2019.
Great. We think to be here at Machina as well, so
Awesome.
you are going to give more interviews for us.
I will be here, guys. I will be here. So.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Vamos lá, pessoal.
You gotta know I'm feeling loved, made it gold. I never loved another one, another you. It's gotta be love, I said it. You gotta know.